Okay, let's just dive right in. If you're trying to make sense of the real estate market right now, you are definitely not alone. It can feel like you're getting a dozen different signals all at once, and honestly, it's just confusing. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise.
And you know what? This quote really hits the nail on the head. It's not that the market is some impossible puzzle to solve. It's that getting clear, straight-up information is, well, it's tough. And that confusion, it can make you just freeze up, which is often the most expensive choice you can possibly make. So our goal today is to fix that. We are going to break down this market into 4 separate, totally understandable stories. By looking at each one piece by piece, you'll be able to see where you actually stand, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just staying put.
All right, first up, story number 1. This one is a big deal, especially if you live here in Illinois. While all the national news is talking about a slowing market, there's a very, very different story playing out in our backyard.
Okay, just look at this for a second. The contrast is kind of staggering, right? The national housing market is, well, it's basically flat, up just 0.5%. But here in Illinois, we're up almost 5%. That means while other markets are just treading water, homeowners here are actively building real, actual equity. And look, this isn't some fluke. It's a feature of the Midwest market. We just don't typically see those wild, dramatic spikes or those scary crashes that you see on the coasts. Nope. The story here has always been one of steady, consistent growth. It's like having a stable foundation in what can feel like a really shaky game.
So, this all brings up a really important question for you personally. When was the last time you actually checked your home's value? Seriously. Based on the numbers we just saw, it might be a lot higher than you think. It's probably worth finding out. Okay, let's talk about story number 2. This is the one that's causing the most stress out there for sure. Mortgage rates. It feels like every single headline is designed to make you panic. But we've got to reframe this whole conversation.
And this slide, it lays out the shift we need to make perfectly. Instead of getting caught up in the daily drama of rate headlines, which, let's be honest, you can't control, the much smarter move is to focus on what you can control, and that's getting crystal clear on your personal monthly payment. That's where your power is. I absolutely love this analogy, because it's just so true, isn't it? If you wait around for the perfect conditions, you'll probably never start. The people who actually succeed in real estate, they don't wait for comfortable headlines. They understand their own numbers, and they make a move when the opportunity is right for them.
Now let's move on to our third story, because this is where things get really interesting for potential sellers. Right now, as we speak, there is a very specific, data-backed window of opportunity that is wide open. There it is. According to Realtor.com's data, the single best week to list your home this year is April 12th through the 18th. That optimal window, we're talking homes selling faster and for more money, it opens in just 4 days.
And this timeline shows you exactly why that date is so critical. See, this window doesn't stay open forever. As we get later into spring, way more sellers are going to put their homes on the market, which just means more competition for you. And by summer, some buyers start to get worn out. The advantage you have today gets smaller and smaller really fast.
And on top of all that, the whole pricing game has changed. That old strategy of listing high to leave room for negotiation, it's totally backfiring now. Today's buyers are smart. They have all the data right on their phones. If a home is overpriced, they won't even bother with an offer. They'll just swipe right past it. Pricing it correctly from day one is everything.
And that brings us to our final story. And honestly, this might be the most overlooked one in the whole market. While tons of buyers are just sitting on the sidelines, waiting, there's this quiet opportunity for anyone who's actually ready to make a move.
I mean, think about it. Just a couple of years ago, this stuff was unthinkable. But right now, buyers who are out there looking are finding more homes to choose from, homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, and sellers are often way more willing to work with you. For the first time in a very long time, there is actual room to negotiate.
So, to put all this in perspective, think about this simple analogy. When you hear a huge concert is coming to town, what does everyone do? They rush to buy tickets before the prices go through the roof, right? It just makes perfect sense.
So why is it that everyone seems to be waiting for house prices to go up before they buy? The common thinking is to wait for rates to drop, but guess what? That's likely to bring a flood of competition, which will just drive prices higher. Acting now while everyone else is waiting, that's the real strategic move.
Okay, so we've covered the 4 major stories that are defining this spring market.
Let's pull it all together and figure out what this really means for you.
So here are the big takeaways. Number one, if you're an Illinois homeowner, your equity is growing way faster than the national average. Two, stop stressing about the daily rate headlines and get really clear on your actual monthly payment. Three, for sellers, the data is screaming that the best time to list is right now. And finally, number four, for buyers, you have a rare amount of negotiating power that a lot of people are sleeping on.
So we'll end with this question. In a market this complex, it's so easy to just pause. But it's really crucial to ask yourself, is your pause part of a deliberate strategy, or is it just hesitation? Just hesitation born from all the confusion? Because at the end of the day, only one of those is actually helping you reach your goals.